Most people think power comes from what you say. It doesn't. You said the right things before and still got ignored. But then someone else says less, and suddenly everyone listens. Same room, same idea, different result. So what changed? It's not the words. It's something far more dangerous. And once you see it, you won't speak the same way again. The illusion of words. Here's what nobody tells you. Words feel powerful, but they are not. You can explain something perfectly, clear, logical, easy to understand, and people still ignore you. You've seen this before. You say something in a group, no reaction. A few minutes later, someone else says the same thing. Now everyone agrees. Watch carefully what just happened. It was never about the idea. It was about how the idea was delivered. People don't listen to truth. They listen to conviction. When you speak with doubt, your words feel weak. When you speak with certainty, your words feel real, even if the message is the same. This is where most people fail. They focus on finding the perfect words, but they ignore the one thing that actually matters: presence. The moment you stop trying to sound right and start sounding certain, people start paying attention. Conversations are power games. Most people think conversations are about sharing ideas. They are not. They are silent power tests. Every time you speak, people are measuring you, your tone, your speed, your reactions. You might not notice it, but they do. Here's a simple moment. You're talking, and someone cuts you off. What do? If you stop talking, you just gave up control. If you rush to finish your point, you look pressured. That interruption was not random. It was a test, a small one, but it tells them everything they need to know. The one who controls the pace controls the outcome. So instead of reacting, pause, look at them, then continue speaking like nothing happened. No anger, no rush, no need to prove anything. That's how control looks. At this point, you might think this is confidence. It's not. Confidence is how you feel. This is how you control how others feel. Have you ever been ignored in a conversation when you knew you were right? The power of silence. Most people are afraid of silence. They rush to fill it. They talk too much. They explain too much. They try to avoid awkward moments. But here's where it gets dangerous. Silence is not empty. It creates pressure. When you stop talking, people start thinking. They wonder what you're about to say. They start paying attention. And many times, they start revealing more than they should. Think about someone who speaks very little, but when they do, the room goes quiet. Why? Because their words are rare, and rare things feel valuable. Silence makes people lean in. It makes them listen. It makes them listen. It makes them respect the moment. But most people destroy this power. They talk too early. They respond too fast. They try to prove themselves, and in doing that, they lose control. Silence makes people reveal themselves. So the next time you speak, pause. Let the silence sit. Let people feel it. That's where your power starts to grow. The language that kills your power. Now watch this carefully. This is where most people lose everything, not with big mistakes, but with small words. I think, maybe, are not sure. This might sound stupid. These words seem harmless. They are not. Every weak word lowers your status instantly. The moment you soften your statement, people stop taking it seriously, even if what you're saying is correct, because you already showed doubt, and people trust certainty more than accuracy. This is the hidden rule. If you sound unsure, they assume you are wrong. If you sound certain, they assume you are right. This is not fair, but it is real. So what should you do? Say what you mean. Then stop. No extra explanation, no nervous additions, no trying to fix how it sounds. Just say it and let it stand. This is where people struggle, because they want to be liked, so they soften their words. They try to sound polite, they try to avoid tension, but in doing that, they make themselves easy to ignore. Here's the shift. You are not here to sound nice. You are here to be understood, and clarity sounds strong. Strategic speech. Now everything changes. Words are not for expression, they are for control. Powerful people understand this. They don't talk more, they talk less. But when they speak, it matters. You've seen this before. Someone says very little in a meeting, but when they speak, everyone listens. Why? Because their words carry weight, and weight comes from scarcity. If you say everything, nothing feels important. If you say less, every word feels deliberate. This is how control is built. You don't speak to fill space, you speak to move the situation. Before you say anything, ask yourself, does this change anything? If not, stay silent. That silence builds presence, and presence builds authority. If you are learning to control your presence and your mind, subscribe to Ilu Codex, because this is not about talking better, it's about thinking differently. Powerful people don't talk more, they make every word cost something. Final power, realization. Now you see it. Words were never the problem. The way you used them was. You thought people ignored you because of what you said. But the truth is, they ignored how you said it. So let's end this clearly. Stop trying to sound smart. Stop trying to sound smart. Stop trying to explain everything. Start doing this instead. Slow down, speak less, remove weak words, hold your silence. Because the moment you stop chasing attention, people start giving it. And the moment you stop reacting, their control disappears. What's one word you're going to stop using after this? Think about it, then test it. Because the next time you speak, you won't just be heard, you'll be felt. And that changes everything.